Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome.
We just watched like 3 hours of TV.
We did. We just consumed.
A lot. Everything.
We did.
10 wings. And
I feel like this is our magic hour, though.
midnight.
Like we're contained. It's not midnight. It's 10.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Yeah. The sun just went down.
Yeah.
That's when we really shine. You know?
In the middle
I
of the
feel
night.
like it is. She comes alive at night. Oh, your lip did come out cute.
Thanks.
This is Scrambled podcast.
Oh, yeah, that.
You know, that thing we do sometimes.
That thing. It's almost our year anniversary.
I know, and I'm
Like in the summer.
I'm interested to see how many I can get through this year.
2-3 months. Like episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Like watching them?
No, just like editing and posting.
Oh, making?
Because I can get out to a month just fine.
I say we're going to have probably like 3 to 4 more.
Maybe.
Do you think that's about right?
Well, we had 12. This is 14.
This is 14.
14.
This is 14.
And
I think it's only that delayed because it took me literally like almost 6 months to edit one episode.
that was a lot. That you were having computer issues. It was a dark time for both of us.
It was the dark ages.
We made it through. I'm handling it, I think, now. How am I doing? I really don't know.
I like it.
Any critiques?
I think you'll find your style the more you edit, like your signature style. Because I feel like I'm very, very like almost old school YouTube, like jump cut, like really snappy. And I think you let the show breathe, which is nice because there's moments where we're like literally very on brand and like not knowing what we're gonna say next. And I think it's cool to see those in the final edit, and it sounds better in audio when I'm not watching the video. I have a really hard time
because I like cut to piece the
listening to
conversations, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard. It takes a little while. Sometimes.
You cut for audio, I cut for video.
But I don't
That's
care if
the
the video's
difference.
long. Bitch.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be long no matter what because we film for almost 2 hours sometimes. Yeah, it's gonna be long no matter what.
It's a good old time.
Because we're
I like to have fun.
on brand.
On brand. So, oh hello, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Smooch has joined us. So, you want to get into it? Do you want to start?
I'm interested into what you have to say.
Do you want to Rochambeau for it?
What is that? What did you call it?
Rochambeau.
What is that?
It's like a lazy way of saying rock, paper, scissors. You didn't know that?
Disrespect you as a human being.
That's what all my straight friends call it. This is what I get for
That's
entertaining the straight culture.
Yeah, don't.
I'm
we
sorry
have
for
nothing
appropriating
good.
your culture.
We have nothing good.
Keep it.
Yeah. Rochambeau?
Rochambeau.
What's the bow?
Uh-uh.
Because rock?
Maybe it's scissor, paper, rock. Who knows?
That doesn't make any sense. Don't listen to straight people.
Don't try to apply reason to them. This bitch is constantly...
At the power strip?
No, that's just tonight because her crinkle's there.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just risking it all.
It's because she just doesn't have thumbs. Let her live. Aww.
Oh, girl.
She's cute. Okay. Yes, I want you to go first because...
You want a peek or a...
I want... let's start off on a good note. How about we start with a peek and we end with a peek?
Okay. So I have... Do you want a silly one or a fun one?
What's the difference?
One has to do with something you don't like and one has to do with something you love.
The one that I don't like.
The one you don't like? Okay. So let's bring up Ms. Logan Paul again. Let's backtrack a moment. Everyone's favorite, death documenting white guy. He recently this month at some point, late last month maybe, got dragged by Chris D'Elia of Whitney stardom. He played Whitney's boyfriend on the show Whitney Cummings show.
Oh, uh-huh.
And do you remember him now?
Mm-hmm.
He is also just like an actor of sorts, and he's mostly a comedian. And
yes,
he got drug over some coals by Logan Paul did.
Wasn't like what's his name again?
Chris D'Elia.
Chris D'Elia. He's like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. No, he's got the chops,
but
mama.
But he was like, didn't Logan Paul say like, you're like the 30-year-old like washed up something that's like talking about an internet person. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, hang on a second. Let's get to it.
It's it was a moment suspended in time.
It truly was a moment.
But he did call him out.
He did.
I saw that.
What was it though?
It was like a 15.
Nice. Here we go. So he said, new vlog, the end of Logan Paul vlogs, important that you watch. He said, no, it's not. Chris D'Elia did. Logan Paul sent a bunch of laughing emojis and said, I'm laughing because I know why your comedy career took a dive. And he said, at least when my career dies, you can film it and put it on YouTube. And the dragation didn't end there. It was a series of tweets.
Yeah, it was a
it was
good
quite
back
the
and forth.
exchange. And Logan Paul should have just known to shut up.
You don't go up against a stand-up comedian because they will fucking snatch.
One, you're not going to tell them anything they've not heard about themselves already. Because
They'll
they
be
roast each other for a fucking living.
Yeah, they'll be the first ones to say, like,
yeah,
I'm a piece of shit.
he's like, I'm at peace with my demons, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't make me dig under your rug.
Yeah.
So he went for him. He came for Miss Logan Paul's wig, and her edges were snatched, as they should be. The internet was like, Logan, why? The Loganites, the Logits, the Legos, whatever the fuck his little 14 to 16-year-old girls that follow him call themselves.
I forget what they call themselves.
They tried to like talk down to Chris D'Elia, and Chris D'Elia was like, people already don't like me. Fuck you. He had
barely
nothing to
like
lose.
me.
All he got was more clout out of this.
Mm-hmm.
He got that promo, and he won. And you know what? I'm happy for Chris D'Elia.
I really am too, because I don't think he's that funny.
He's not really that funny, but I mean, he got what he needed out of that.
He really did. It was, I mean, good for you.
He was just like, I have little to no relevancy. This man is not going to tell me anything I haven't already heard.
Get your coin.
Let me get these followers.
Let me get these. It's not Jake Paulers, I know, obviously. But what are they called?
Logan Paul should learn.
Logang. Don't touch me.
If I ever learn how to bleep this podcast.
I'll show you how to do it.
Why are you Sandra Bullock snorting right now?
You know, because she's a legend and she's skinny.
She is both of those things. And she's Miss Congeniality.
Facts are facts.
Facts are facts. We love a factual skinny legend.
Okay, so I will pop off. What, do I have a peek? Oh, yes I do.
You do? What is it?
I don't know. It's like, I didn't read it in my notes, but I have a peek, and can we just please for a moment have a moment of silence, or a moment of like
Zen?
No, like opposite of silence, like 13-year-old One Direction. I don't know of a band that's relevant anymore for 13-year-old girls, but like One Direction in their heyday, 13-year-old girl like Scream. Did you watch the new Childish Gambino video?
This Is America? I watched it fucking yesterday, Nancy.
Just yesterday? It came out like last week.
I've been waiting for a moment. I was at the plasma donation clinic. There was no trade to be found. And I was alone. And I said, this is the time.
Did you listen to it with headphones?
Yes.
God bless.
This Is America.
How do you feel? That's my peak, my overall peak.
Within the first minute of it starting, he fucking shoots the guy playing the guitar in the head and starts his little dance. And
did you know that that's Trayvon Martin's dad?
I've heard that it's not his dad. I've heard that it's not.
Has that been fact checked? Because I've just been spreading wild rumors.
I believe it has.
Okay.
I think he was meant to heavily look like him, but he's actually just a guitarist. He's like an actual musician, I believe.
Got it.
If I'm not mistaken, it could be Trayvon Martin's dad, and I'm sorry in advance. But
yeah, can you guys fact check for that?
You know,
that's what I've heard.
But a lot of people have made that comparison.
What was your fave part?
My favorite part. The part that was like the most real and fucked up for me was when he turned around with the automatic weapon or semi-automatic weapon.
There's no way you can really tell.
They all work.
It looked like a fully automatic. It shot like a fully automatic.
He shot a crowd of black people in a church.
Yeah,
a church choir, and I was just like, oh shit. That was like my first reaction, like phone up to my face, full on worming at the plasma donation clinic.
I like the part where he's like, I'm pretty.
I like that too. The end where he's just running in fucking terror. I can't.
A part where he like just starts like wilding out, dancing on the on top of the car, and just SZA just shows up.
Yeah.
And she's just like on a car, just like chilling.
And
some slides.
I absolutely adored that. It's a good video. It's a good
really,
song.
If you haven't, we'll link it in the description.
I'm happy that there wasn't a skirt. I'm really happy about that.
I think it didn't have to do any of the gimmicks in the audio. It did it all in the video, because like of all of the shooting, all of like the very obvious like handling the guns with care, and then like literally killing people and then turning around and doing like a dance move. I don't know what any of those dance moves are called, but like those little popular dance moves that are happening right now, and like people just following him anyway, and like it's just so good. It's probably 2 take, not, I don't know if it's supposed to be 1 take, but there is a visible cut, I believe. But it's for the most part like a 1 take, quote unquote, video. It's just really good.
It was really good. I liked it a lot. There was a lot of like metaphors and a lot of imagery. I love how there was something going on in the background as well as in the foreground. Like the scene where like everyone's running around and rioting in the back, but he like gets to a point where the camera's like the middle of the frame, and you can tell there's like a big opening in like the ceiling of whatever warehouse he's in, and someone falls from the ceiling just down behind a car.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
There was a lot to watch. That was just like one of the few things that I did catch.
Whoa.
But it was really cool.
I've only watched it like a couple times.
She had stunts, mama.
Yeah. It's so good. And then he performed on SNL.
I haven't seen the SNL performance yet. I saw the links to it. I was getting linked to that after I watched the video, and I was like, not yet.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's really good.
Is it the same song?
And there's one of them is another new one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
They're really good. I just wanted to give that a shout out because it was like I think, God bless you.
Thank you.
I think I mentioned it either in a previous podcast or just the last one where, and I might have not even mentioned it, but I feel like in the political climate that we're in, where there's so much like fuck shit happening, art is going to be like a good, expressive, I mean, it always is, but there's going to be a lot of important art being made.
Can we make a point about this too? That most of this art is coming from people of color, specifically Black people. And it sucks to think that a marginalized group like Black people, Black Americans, are having to be the ones to make this statement, considering the fact that many people are aware of like modern day racism and like bullshit.
Yeah.
And exactly, that are affected by the same things like gun violence. So it's really shitty that it's mostly Black people having to make commentary on these types of things in their art, whereas you don't really see much of anything else from anyone else getting like attention the same way this video does.
And I mean, I just appreciate people like using the platform that they already have and not being afraid of being political, because being political is very like polarizing. Like it is gonna people are not gonna,
it can create a divide in your fan base sometimes.
People are not gonna want you to like just stay in your lane, like literally just talk, just rap.
But
like,
you know what,
just talk about what you need to talk about.
That's
and don't
the same
make it political.
thing that everyone told Donald Trump, and look where he is now.
I mean,
I really wish I could bleep.
It speaks. I'll show you how to do it.
Oh, good.
I'll show you how to do it. It's very easy. Yeah, I just appreciate people for not being afraid to, because you're literally putting your career at risk.
You're risking it for the biscuit. Definitely.
And I appreciate that. And Donald Glover is smart.
He's a very smart man.
I think he's smart and he's multi-talented. And I think that he really excels in music specifically. His acting is great. His comedy, I don't know about that. But like, it just reflects like
he was on Community, right?
He was on Community, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pizza GIF.
He was
where he walks in the room, everything's on fire, and he just has pizza.
Yeah,
he's like, what's going on?
I've still yet to see Atlanta, and I'm hoping to get into that. But
okay.
But yeah, he's good. He's just good, and I think he excels in his music, and I'm happy that he's making it political, because I think he's not stupid.
Yeah.
And in order to,
he didn't say slavery was a choice at any point in his career.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, in order to segue to an example of someone,
you're welcome,
of color also being brave to a certain extent and speaking up and using their rights as an American of freedom of speech to express their opinions. Kanye West
has decided to open his cursed mouth.
Yeah, he was saying a lot of stuff. So he released 2 singles. One of them is called like Kanye West versus the People, and it's like him and T.I. Have you listened to this?
No.
It's a mess.
Hasn't T.I. already come out and said like, listen, I want nothing to do with this man now. I am sorry in advance for this single.
So many people have. I don't know if he said that. He's been in trouble, I feel like, before for also being a sloppy mess and
cheating on his wife. Yeah.
Not just that. I think it was also like racially like racial driven comments that he said.
He said stupid shit before, yeah.
And it's understandable. Like everyone's entitled to their own ignorance. It's gonna happen. You're not woke. You're not born woke. And so it's like So one of the things that he said was in a TMZ interview, like he's like 400 years of slavery, that sounds like a choice. And it's very easy for me, for everybody on the internet, to like memify this moment. I will be transparent, I don't know the context of the conversation, but just even taken out of context, like why would you say that?
That's a soundbite, mama.
You are like, he's in a privileged in a privileged position now, especially because he has money.
Did you watch that TMZ interview?
No.
He got it. Well, he has another video at TMZ where he's just like talking to employees all standing up in a room, because that's what TMZ does, I guess. And one of the employees who's speaking up about him being upset about, you know, his statements is another black man. And he brings up the fact that like, you live in a fucking bubble where you can get away with saying shit like this, but it hurts your fans, and that's why everyone's as upset at you, because of the fact that you're not using your platform for good. You're using it to spread the message of just, you know, ignorance, hate. You're saying things to people that
you're backing up a person
yeah.
who is not beneficial to
Who's
our community.
And like,
to our community.
Yeah.
Who essentially doesn't want good things for our community. And so, and you're blanketing those statements, like saying like, oh, Donald Trump is like, just because Republicans have different standpoints, like it doesn't mean that they're all bad, which is understandable. Yeah. Like I back that up.
Yeah.
But it's you're not saying it eloquently.
I think recently on the podcast we've had a lot of just saying, you know, there's no need to pick a side. It's just there's a difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
And having
and like don't
morals.
be afraid to like buffet your political views. Like I want a little bit of this. I want a little bit of this. There is such a thing, because like I understand that a lot of people probably voted for Donald Trump because of their like economic standpoints, because they're economically conservative, but not necessarily conservative in all of the other ways. Like you could be probably like a gay American like person of color who is socially conservative, and you don't want to be taxed like up the butt because people want free healthcare, and you're just like, no, I'm not about that. He's not about that. I'm voting for him. Yeah. Because that's my money and that's my bank account.
That's true. And I think anyone who has voted can see the difference between those who are like fully left and fully right, because you're literally given the choices when you vote, where you can individually pick the people you do, which I do when it comes to, you know, voting locally for representatives. I go through the fucking Statesman, or I forget what it is that actually records that information and like tells you their viewpoints, their quick picks, and you pick. It takes about an hour, but I do it because I want my opinion to be, you know, documented. And there's an option when you vote that says you want to vote all Republican, you want to vote all Democrat. You can do that, or pick individually. And I always pick individually, and I always take the time to do it because you gotta just know. And I feel like anyone who's voted should have that knowledge to just, you know, make those types of decisions and not just take everyone's word for it. Like actually read.
Not do it through like word of mouth.
But we live in America, and you know,
people are lazy.
If there was an Audible for it, I would go for it. I'm not gonna lie. But there's not yet, so I do read. Yeah. But that's a thing. You know what I mean? You do have to get your information from where you get it from and make your own decisions. That's why I try not to read news outlets as much, and I live off of Twitter news, which I know isn't like always the most relevant or like factual, but I also read a lot of Wikipedia.
The thing is, like, you just have to, wherever you're getting your original like news source material from, you have to acknowledge that there is probably like an 80% chance that it's biased, because biased gets clicks and extremism gets clicks, and you can't fall into that. You can like maybe read like the headline of that and just be like, okay, and then research it.
When I read the articles, if I see like opinion words, like distasteful, disappointing, stuff like that in it, I'm like, I don't want to read this. Then I'll read your headline and I'll go somewhere else, or I'll look up the site's political bias. Yeah, because you can get that.
Yes, and it's just putting forth the effort. I think one, it's acknowledging that those decisions that you make, even if it's a conversational decision, whether or not you go out to the polls and vote, which I think everybody should locally, and you know, for the big elections, I think you should make the effort to be educated in who the people that you're talking about, like what they stand for, in a deep way, not just the ways that you're interested in, because that's really easy to just vote for someone because they stand for this one thing, and that's how we ended up with the president that we ended up with.
Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, sort of. Because all of those people that you elect locally are going to back up your other representatives.
Yep.
Your bigger representatives.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like that Kanye situation got really escalated, and a lot of people started like separating themselves from him. Like even Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Like John Legend
tried to text him, and he was posting it on the thing, and John
Kanye was posting it. Like that's rude.
Yeah.
And he's like, and anyway, since you're posting text, like I have an album out.
Yeah. He's like, let all your friends know that I have an album out. Thanks so much.
It's cute that they reached out to him like on a real person level. And like even I think Christy was the one who said.
Her name's Chrissy, but okay.
Chrissy, sorry. Chrissy Teigen tweeted, and she's like, for everybody that's asking me, I don't want to acknowledge this, but yes, I do talk to my friends about personal things personally. I'm not going to blast it on Twitter because there's no need. And she's like, so mind your fucking business, basically.
That's true.
I love her. She's so great.
She's funny. I like when she, a few weeks ago, tried to get her potato. She had like a casserole, and she wanted to take it on a plane.
Yes.
And she called it her emotional support casserole.
Yeah.
And TSA did let it go through because it just had to meet certain requirements in packaging. But it was just really funny that she was like joking on Twitter to American Airlines, being like, hey, can I bring my emotional support casserole on the plane, please?
And then like the next picture was her like, yay.
Yeah. Her like going through TSA with her like food wrapped.
Yeah.
She was excited.
It's great.
I was happy for her.
Yeah. That I just wanted to bring up because it's just like cool that you want to be expressive and that you want to have your opinion, as crazy as it may be. Like that's totally fine, but just like think about it for a second, because you're someone with a lot of influence.
Kanye West needs to check his McRiblage. Get over it. Move on.
It's great.
Do you want to go to, was that a chancla?
That was more of a segue. It kind of is a chancla. Hold on, let me check my list. It's not.
What was your peak?
My peak was Childish Gambino.
Okay, yeah. Donald Glover was her peak.
No, Kanye West does not deserve my chancla.
Is it respectful to call him Childish Gambino when we talk about his music, but Donald Glover only when we talk about his acting? Or can we call him Donald Glover either way?
I mean, Donald Glover is his name, so I don't know. I called him.
Is that like calling SZA Solana? Or Cardi B Belcalis?
I understand. I mean, he's made the decision to go by Donald Glover as an actor, which makes sense, and he goes by Childish Gambino as a musician. So
in terms of search results, I will say Childish Gambino when we reference his music.
I'm referring to him as Childish Gambino because I was talking about his music.
Because I just can't, because he's.
But Donald Glover, I also.
It's because he was an actor first.
I also listened to Childish Gambino more than I watched Donald Glover.
True.
Even though it's the same person.
I'm like the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Kanye was not my chancla. I have another chancla. He doesn't deserve my chancla.
Hey, that's not to eat.
Not for you.
Not for you. Ew, it's a feather.
Okay, so do you have any other like non-chancla, non-peak topics that you just wanted to like tap, like a little love tap, like a little tippy tap?
Let me look at my Twitter feed. Because that's what counts.
Oh yeah.
Let's love tap the Met Ball.
I'm gonna eat the shit.
I just dropped Gatorade on my foot. It's cold.
No.
Oh
no. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, while you do that and handle this emergency, I'm gonna eat some relish.
This will be so fun to edit.
This is gonna be a mess, y'all. Oh my god, this is the best thing you've ever given me. No, I'm lying. The panda. No. The panda shoes are the best thing you've ever given me. I literally almost cried.
You cried for fucking everything though.
Yeah, I'm emotional.
She's emotional.
I'm emotional. Oh, can we talk about for a second, because we just watched it and it's fresh in my mind, the fact that Jenny JWoww from Jersey Shore is the realest bitch in the room, and literally was like yelling at Ron, just like, be a man, grow up, or what do you say?
Be fucking honest with your girlfriend.
Tell her you love her.
Tell her you love her. Tell her you cheated on her.
Basically that. No, and she was saying what like the entire audience has been saying for like 3 weeks. What were we saying? Something about JWoww. I don't remember.
Being a dog. The Met Gala. I wanted to talk about the Met Gala.
Who was your fave?
Just a little touch point. My fave was Zendaya. That Joan of Arc fantasy was on fucking point, Nancy.
It was really good.
Really good. I really enjoyed the Met Gala. Specifically Zendaya's outfit. I know how to say her name now. I used to call her Zendaya, but it's Zendaya.
Zendaya?
Mm-hmm. Because what her last name is, it's just Zendaya. She's like Cher. She's a skinny legend.
She really is.
She's very skinny.
Hold on. I'm gonna pull up some outfits.
I'm a little sad that
Did you die when fucking Solange went to the Met Gala with a fucking do-rag on?
Yes. I lived it though. I lived. Kim Kardashian was pretty, but her outfit was not very like heavenly body, and
she literally like went to the craft store and hot glued some crosses on her.
Yeah, no. Donatella has some explaining to do for a lot of the outfits that we saw.
Has been lazy. I like Blake Lively. I don't know who the fuck she was wearing, but it was cute.
It was cute. How do you feel about was it Scarlett Johansson or Charlize Theron who wore the?
I didn't see theirs.
Oh, so they wore the one that's been banned, that everyone has a ban on because of Harvey Weinstein. Marquesa. Because his wife owned Marquesa, and he's known for like telling starlets, if you don't wear Marquesa, I'm not gonna help your career.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Was it Charlize Theron? Do you remember?
I think it was Charlize Theron.
I'm just gonna put Met Gala.
Or was it Scarlett Johansson? I don't remember, but she wore it on the carpet.
This red thing looks like
Marquesa.
It looks like a period dress. It's not even cute, girl.
How'd you feel about Nicki's? She had also like that ombre effect dress.
Nicki's, I liked it.
Did you like Cardi B's?
Cardi B's was a lot, but
I thought she looked stupid.
She looked.
I thought she looked physically stupid. Like she looked like she was slow.
Oh no!
I thought she looked very dumb. I thought that it was an overdone outfit. I thought that it was
a very
over embellished, and especially since she was pregnant, it was not complimentary. She was Kim K in that couch outfit.
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. It just reminded me of too much.
I just think when you're pregnant, it's easier to look not pregnant.
Yeah.
When you have like a one pattern situation or like a one color situation where there's not too busy drawing attention everywhere.
Yeah.
Something that ornate, it was really beautiful. If you look at the details, it was really, really beautiful, and it looked good on her. But I think you're right. I wish she would have like slicked back her hair and not like
the headpiece looked like they were headed to the Met Gala, and she was like, "Oh, they wearing headpieces. I want a headpiece." And then Jeremy Scott like farted one out and put it on her head. Like I thought it was just poorly. I'm not gonna say it was poorly executed because the details were nice, but she just looked dumb in it.
I just think it looked like a lot.
It looked dumb.
Sometimes she looks. I mean, she looks dumb in a lot of stuff.
No, Katy Perry looked fucking stupid. Can we just drag her for a little bit by whatever hair she has left?
The wings and her short hair, her slapping people with those wings.
She looked like.
The only thing I didn't like were the shoes. I like the outfit. I think it was a little much, but Met Gala is where you can be a little much.
Yeah, but with Katy Perry, a little much seems like reaching every single time.
She looked like she was going to be performing at a concert. Like, that's what she should have worn at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
She should have. That's like an entry to the that's an opening Super Bowl outfit.
Yeah.
Maybe different boots, but that's
Sarah Jessica Parker had the nativity scene on her head.
She did.
I thought that was funny.
Sarah Jessica Parker can like do no wrong when it comes to fashion. Like she can look like the biggest idiot, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, but it's fashion."
No, let's get to Rihanna. So Rihanna looked like the Pope, and I was for it.
Riri.
That was my religion.
Are you excited for Savage Beauty or Savage?
I've already looked at it. Yeah.
Fenty.
Savage Fenty. It's cute. I wish she made men's underwear. I'd buy that.
Ooh, maybe that's her next step.
I want Rihanna on my balls, but it's all in due time.
Rihanna looked like the Pope. Rihanna's my Pope.
That's my Pope. Nothing but respect for my Pope.
Nothing but respect.
Nothing but respect for my Lord and Savior.
I really don't know if anything is gonna beat what she wore last year when she did the blush all over the face and those fucking like carpet,
that last year?
Like curtain swatches.
Was that last year?
Yeah, it was little pieces
of fabric. Oh, I know. It was Junya Watanabe. She wore the red blush and the lacy boots. Don't talk to a gay like this. That's condescending. But what I will say is I didn't know it was last year. I thought it was the year before that.
I think it was last year.
Probably. The Met Gala always seems so far away. I also wish Beyonce was there.
She was there.
She was?
Wait.
At this year's Met Gala?
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, I saw Solange, but I didn't see Beyonce. And that's what I wanted to see because she always gives it to the girls. I would have liked to see her.
No, she wasn't.
She's busy.
I wonder where she was.
With her fucking twins.
I mean...
She's got an album to secretly release under our noses while we're all at work.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
It needs to happen.
I love that you can't pre-order her albums. Oh, I love that
those
outfit.
boots.
That highlight. She just looks like a completely different woman every time at the Met Gala.
She looks like a new woman every day.
It's true.
Like, she literally never looks the same.
She's got a wig for every mood. And I appreciate that.
Who was your least favorite? Besides Katie. Katie doesn't count.
Grimes and her boyfriend.
Grimes is there?
Grimes was there with Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla. They are dating.
No, they're not.
He is putting his SpaceX dick in Grimes.
Really? They were there together?
Yeah. There's a video on the Vogue Instagram of him picking her up and swinging her around in his arms while they're in the little room. Yeah, they're dating, girl.
Fuck me up.
She's getting that Tesla money. She wore a Tesla necklace.
That's funny.
It's a fucking...
I wish it was a Tesla necklace, like, with a little... Like,
what a brand deal
with a little,
if they're not dating.
With a little, like, appendage to make it look like a cross, but it's still the T for the Tesla.
I want to know if she has a Model 3 or a Model X or a Model S. That's what I want to know.
Wait,
I want to know if he picked her up...
Did you see Troye Sivan's suit?
No.
That was cute. It was like a little red suit. Oh, wow, they are.
Yeah, bitch.
I want to
You haven't seen the
Elon
memes?
Musk. Ooh, those boots. I like her boots. What memes?
Really, really silly memes that make no sense and have no context if you're not presented with the whole story.
What the
as a
hell,
response.
dude?
Yeah, no, they got memed so hard, and I bet she enjoys it. I'm sure they were having fun.
Yes.
That is the face of a woman who knows she's taking everything.
I think this is like a mutually beneficial situation because he seems like a hip dude because he knows who
And she
Grimes
needs a free
is.
car.
And it's a brand deal. It's literally a brand deal. I love it though. I don't necessarily like
Grimes
her
went
outfit.
above and Beyonce when it came to her come up.
I don't necessarily hate her outfit, but I don't necessarily like it either. But I like those boots.
I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid.
The boots look stupid with the outfit, but I like the boots individually on its own. I really liked. I didn't like Selena Gomez's. Now that I
Selena
think about
Gomez
it.
looked like she was on drugs.
She
She
really
looked like
did.
who bit Beyonce.
She really.
That's why Beyonce wasn't there probably.
She got bit by Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez looked like she just bit someone's face.
I don't like Selena Gomez's.
Selena Gomez looked like she walked to the Met Gala.
Oh, SZA's is so pretty.
She was really cute. She looked like a princess.
She looked like a princess. I don't know who my favorite was. I think I didn't like Kylie's because it was just like, what?
Who cares?
Get out of here.
Kendall's was also stupid.
Kendall's was prettier, but it was not on theme. Like try.
No,
Just
the
like
Kardashians
try.
are.
Try
We'll get
in
to that in a second.
something. She's like a model.
Yeah.
Like Kendall, like at least try a little
Miss
bit.
Kendall Jenner.
Miss Kendall Jenner. So can we talk about parents giving their kids fake cancer?
Yeah. My entire life has led up to this point.
So
I was born in this room.
There
waiting
was
for that
a
conversation.
person, I heard about this just yesterday in the middle of a workout, and I was just like, what the actual fuck? So there's this family, the LaFrance family. I don't fucking care about their first name, but it was this mom and dad who started a GoFundMe for their kid who, like a young kid, like 12 something years old, probably, who had cancer, stage 3 cancer, and it was only like getting worse and worse and worse. And they made a bunch of money, obviously, from the GoFundMe. They got the kid like to go to some like football
What were their donor rewards?
I don't know.
If it's not like fucking Kickstarter, then I don't want it.
I don't know. But yeah, the kid's name is CJ Martin D. LaFrance and Jolene M. LaFrance received $3,334 in donation from GoFundMe in 2017.
That is a Toyota Camry from 2012.
It's not very much, but they took the money. They, said that the kid was getting treatment and something like that. The gag of the season, the kid thought he had cancer. The kid literally was convinced. The family members, like the uncle, I think like his family's pretty small, and one of the uncles is really close to the kid, and he was like spending extra time with him. Nobody in the extended family that wasn't like the parents like ever spoke to a medical professional in regards to it. Never obviously sought out any paperwork or anything like that.
I'm dizzy.
But like he literally, like the kid went to, I didn't intend on talking about this, but I really wanted to say it.
Please put
Yeah.
it out there.
Like he literally like went to like a football team. I don't know if it was like a local football team or like a university football team, but like the coach like tweeted out and publicly said like, I feel for him because like I also survived cancer twice. And the kid was like, I know that if he can do it, I can do it. 100% convinced that he had stage 3 cancer. I don't, and like imagine being a kid and being like 100% convinced that you're gonna die.
No.
And then it came out
That's rude.
that it's all been fake. They did an investigation. They found no medical records, no diagnosis. They found nothing on this. And they're like, yeah, bitch, you're going to jail. Yeah. Would you consider that like I don't know, I can't think of the official word, but like would you consider that like a
criminal offense? Like
to the kid? Like, is that abuse? Is that emotional abuse for the kid to make him think that he has cancer?
He should sue for every cent they got from that. Wow.
It was pretty bad. And the uncle came out and he was like, I literally was spending so much time with my nephew because I was thinking that like he wasn't going to be around or that he was like really sick. And I wanted to give him the best time of his life before anything happened. And I have no words. Like once he found out, he's like, I have no words to.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
It's truly ugly. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does seem like something that needs to be made a law if it's not already, or like a very specific law, so that there can be like a full extent to which you can uphold somebody to it. Like,
what is the punishment to that? Like jail for fucking. Like, that seems so until I saw this was like that's so unfathomable.
That's fraud, right?
Like I would.
It has to be some kind of fraud.
It's
fraudulence, Maury. Hashtag she lying, Your Honor. That's wild and crazy.
Like those are the like it's like the scum of the earth.
How do you not think that kind of thing
will get discovered?
Yeah.
Like, is that taxable income for a GoFundMe? That sounds like it came
from a landlocked state. That sounds like
they have no ocean breeze.
No, that's what gets the sense to you. That dog don't hunt.
I just wanted to say because like to me it was so like unbelievably like how do you even
that's fucking gross.
That's your kid and you told him he has cancer. He probably has no working knowledge of what cancer even means and what people have to go through when they have cancer. Like you're his only avenue of information for the most part probably,
and you're lying
and you're telling him that he's going to die. What the actual fuck? I know like a couple episodes ago we talked about like free range parenting and like letting kids go out and play and like how that can be like like a little dangerous depending on whether or not you live in the hood. But this like what?
I did just fine.
They should have let this kid go out and play.
That kid would have been better off anywhere else other than in that home.
It's bad.
Damn.
It's fucking bad. Yeah, dude, I feel so bad for this kid. And like, what if
that's like something you have to go to who can you trust if you can't trust your parents? Who can you trust? And you're like completely dependent on these two people.
Yes.
They had one fucking job.
Do you think like and like those are his parents like now they're probably gonna get fucking locked up. I really do hope that they get locked up. Like I'm hoping that a family
member is able to take
care of the
kids because the fact that they were completely secluded from this situation, I think that there's a strong chance of him going to a family member. So I hope that kid is getting the help that he needs. I hope that he's getting the therapeutic help that may or may not be necessary. I hope all of his resources are there to guide him through this experience.
Yeah.
That's fucked up and rude. That's so ugly. I can't even.
It's really ugly. GoFundMe is refunding all of the donors.
Well, fucking yeah. That's like their policy.
Obviously. Well, I mean, it's like their policy of like they don't claim the money, but like, is it their policy if like someone has fake cancer?
I think it is actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think that there are certain terms you have to meet to I think if you like report it and they look into investigating it, if they find that whatever's happening is like fraudulent, they can remove themselves from the situation and stop the campaign from happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yikes.
I had a friend, this is like completely off topic kind of mostly. That's fine.
I'm done with that. I want to be done with that.
No, I had a friend a few years ago who asked people to fund her trip to LA with another friend. Mm-hmm. And I was like, get a fucking job. Like, you live at home, rent free. I don't understand why you need this much money if y'all are driving there. I was so mad, but I like did everything in my power because like I love this bitch.
Yeah.
So like, you know, just let her do her thing. And like they made some money, but not a lot. But I was like, why do y'all like? You both have jobs. Just like, do you need to go to LA immediately? Like, what's there?
What was she trying to go there for?
Just
like
a trip. They were just visiting.
See, I'm not.
And like, fine, whatever. Like they.
One thing is to like move there and like follow your dream and like that to be like you're not coming back if things go right for you there.
Yeah, but it was just like
it's just like I just want to go to the beach.
It was very like, I can't believe that like the thought didn't cross their mind to not do that. To just like be like, you know what, maybe we should just like, you know, work for 4 weeks and each put 150 away. Like it's not that hard. To just like save up money for gas and like room for 2 nights.
If you go there and you don't have a place to stay, it can get expensive because then you're like getting like LA is just expensive. If you're gonna get hotels or an Airbnb or a place to rent, when you're there it's expensive. But literally driving there, it's not that expensive.
Yeah, you just.
And if she's going from Texas, it's like a 23-hour drive. It's not that expensive.
It just threw me for a loop. I was like, really, bitch? This is what y'all do? Like, you have the nerve to ask all of your broke-ass friends in college to, like, help you fund that shit?
Yeah.
Grow up.
Be serious.
Be serious, girl. Like, why? Well, you gotta do that. It was just a lot, and I thought I'd make mention of that because I want to drag this friend on the podcast.
So, speaking of people with the audacity.
The audacity.
I want to talk about, I don't know if you saw this on social media. Not exactly sure why it popped off because it's something that happened in an interview with like a radio station in 2014. So it's been a minute.
Okay.
DJ Khaled.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about the DJ that got his butt ate. Never mind.
Can we talk about that first? Because I feel like that's a quick
It was just
story.
really quick. A DJ had like a porn star come in, like a girl porn star, and she ate his ass live.
Sick. On the air, on the radio? Like
and
radio,
he like
radio?
commented on it while it was happening.
Was that his first time getting his ass eaten though? Because that's an experience sometimes.
You know what? I don't know.
I hope it was.
I didn't listen to it. I think it was in like another language. It was more than likely in like Brazil or like what's the other place, like the language they speak in porn that I never understand? Portuguese.
Portuguese
like
is Brazil.
I feel yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't know that either, and I got called out for it in like elementary school. I think we had like this is like a total deviation, but like
I mean,
we had on brand.
Yeah.
We had a project where we had to like pick a country or whatever, and we had to
a woman.
we had to do research that smelled like wings,
mama.
Oh my god,
She just got her wings.
we had to do a project on a country, basically like a research project. We had to do, it was like a multicultural thing.
Okay.
I got Brazil. I don't remember if I got Brazil or I chose Brazil, but I got Brazil, and I didn't have access to the internet because I was broke, and the only access to the internet I had is either if I went to the public library, like not at the school, public library, or at my god sister's house. She had a computer, so if I needed to do research or like print something or like type something, I had to go to my god sister's house. For some reason during that time, like I couldn't get access to a computer, so I think I went to the like school library and I got a book on Brazil, and I did a very sad little poster board presentation with like handwritten paper like glued on there, and like I had like a little section that said language, and I was just like Spanish because I couldn't think of, like, I just figured they spoke Spanish, and I didn't.
An innocent childhood mistake.
I didn't know. Yeah, this was like 3rd grade or 4th grade tops, and one of my classmates, I remember exactly who it is too, I'm not gonna say his name, but one of my classmates like called me out, and they're like, oh, they speak Portuguese there, and I was just like literally making a presentation in front of my class. I was just like, I was about to like cry.
I know that feeling too.
I was just like, and then to the next thing, like the clothes that they wear, and I was just like, I just need to get through this, and that has like tortured me my entire life, where it's just like, I did not
say his name, Nancy. Don't give him any more power. Say his name.
He's great. He's living his best life. I'm so happy for him. Yeah, but like he will always be the kid who called me out in the middle of my presentation. I'm just like, I didn't have the resources. I was very Chichi Devane.
I didn't. You're garbage.
It was a mess. I forgot why I started. Oh, I think you said Brazil and I got triggered.
You were like, every time someone talks about like Dr. Miami or like Brazilian butt lips, you're like,
with my sad little poster board. It was like,
I can't just think of
like
asses.
white poster board with like white, literally like wide rolled paper with me written in pencil.
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
so bad. It was so bad. I think I got in trouble for like cutting a picture out of the book too, just so it could have some color. It was pretty bad. It was really, really bad. But back to DJ Khaled. Khaled, whatever.
Oh, this?
Did you hear about this? Why did it pop off? It was like an interview
Keep
with a
going.
radio station, and he said, I do not eat pussy. He didn't say the words. He did not say the words. He said, I am a king, and I deserve to be treated as a king. And I feel like a woman should, be able to take care of me in that way. Basically saying, I want to get my dick sucked.
But I will not reciprocate.
But I will, and the host was like, do you return the favor? And he's just like, I don't do that.
No, man, that's gay.
I don't do that. I don't do that. And he was just like, no, I don't like it. And she's like, but why? Like, you want it to be done to you, like saying very logical things, saying you want it to be done to you. And he's like, yeah, I understand that. And look at the house that you live in. Look at the cars that you drive. Look at this life that I work hard to afford you. And she's like, but you won't do that. And he's like, no, I can't. And he's like, I'm a king. And she's like, yeah, and she's your queen. And she's like, yeah, I can't do that. I don't do that. And I was just like, what?
I remember this.
This happened in 2014. I'm not exactly sure why it like reemerged. I really don't know why it reemerged, but it was like all over everywhere. It was like trending on Twitter.
I think because recently he's been featuring like his wife in some of his like videos on Snapchat. And I think probably someone was reminded of that and just decided to like
dig it up,
go in their files.
Remember this? Just reshoot it back up.
Here's a wrench, bitch.
I just think that's so like that's like ass backwards mentality that I don't understand. Do you think that's like a homophobic thing?
What, eating pussy?
I mean, I don't know why you said it right now, but you're just like, I'm not gay, and I was just like, what would?
Oh no, because I was just saying like that's like.
Is that a thing?
People just like say stupid shit, and sometimes like
I understand.
Do you think
that
having a pink iPhone makes me gay? Like shit like that. Like it's just like nonsensical bullshit.
But I mean, like eating pussy is like that's literally the straightest thing that you can do.
I know. I wasn't saying it with that context. I was just saying like men are nonsensical and they just have dumbass, stupid, fuck ass reasons.
Because I understand not wanting to eat ass. Because that's poopies happen there.
You're an adult. Just say shit.
It's poopies. I understand not wanting to do that if the other person hasn't,
I will never understand.
Have care about it. Wash your ass.
But like that's like a non
shower.
That's like a non thing to like have done, but like the most minimal of things you can do before getting your ass or your dick like, sucked on, touched on, tongue end. You
tongue down.
Like, is just washing your fucking ass.
Just literally.
Like, that'd be nice. That's a nice thing to do.
It's a courtesy.
Like, I mean, honestly, if you love eating a musty hole, that's totally your biz.
Yeah.
Like, live your life. Someone needs a freak like you. All of that. Get you a man who can do both. Whatever.
Yeah.
I personally don't like a musty ass. I'm sure you wouldn't.
I mean, I haven't had that experience yet.
Yeah. But that being said.
But I'm counting down the minutes. I have a
getting your
website.
dick sucked but not wanting to eat pussy is like such a.
No, expecting to get your dick sucked. That's the problem.
And not eating pussy.
Because you can get your dick sucked all day if the person wants to do it.
Lamborghinis aren't going to eat your pussy.
No, they're not.
A house. You can't knock on your front door and get your pussy ate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can't make breakfast in like a 5-star kitchen and feel like you're getting your pussy ate.
There's no like equivalent to that with any sort of tools that you can acquire in the market. I
mean, unless he gives her money to buy a fucking dude that will eat her pussy. I'm
sure she doesn't have to buy anything. I'm sure she, as a woman, can just go out into the world and have people line up to do that.
Yeah, I just
for free.
I just can't believe
without knowing who she is. Like I don't understand the mentality of just being like, no, I don't want to do that, but I expect it to be done to me. Is your role you roll as my partner, like your role as my partner and your role as my woman?
You can't make sense out of nonsense, Nancy. And that is pure nonsense. That is clownery. That is
foolery.
That's tomfoolery. That's shenanigans. I'm calling them. I am disgusted. That's so stupid.
I like how you're more expressive about this than the fake cancer.
Because honestly, it's worse.
I relate.
The fake cancer was fake. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Sis? Okay.
Emotionally scarring, but
the cancer was fake, sis. You can get therapists won't eat your pussy.
You know, if you ask nicely. Off the record. Off the medical record.
Depends on your therapist, sis. Depends. Know what I mean?
You know, if your therapist won't eat your pussy, you need a new therapist. If you won't prescribe you lithium and eat your pussy,
her poor hot tub.
On to the next.
Honestly, I can't help but think of like their jacuzzi and like the ruined jets on that jacuzzi.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That okay. No, that's not an equivalent.
What about like a washer?
Like running?
What about like running like cooch first into like the staircase?
Can you tell me your weirdest masturbation story? Like where you're like, am I doing this right now?
The first time I masturbated, I was like, is this masturbating? And like I was about to come and I was like, I thought I was gonna die.
La petite
You know
mort.
what I mean? It was la petite mort. Like truly. It was like I didn't understand. I was like
Baby's first orgasm.
I was like,
how old were you?
I was shook. I was probably like 9 or 10.
Sick. I remember
I was fucking pissed, and I didn't know like, am I gonna make a mess? I don't know what's happening. And
Did
then
you know what ejaculation was?
No, that's what I was scared of.
Oh, you thought your penis was gonna fucking explode?
I was just like, ah! I was like, am I gonna pee?
That is not a joke to me, Miguel.
That was like the truth, honestly. I was like, am I gonna pee? I don't know. I need to stop. So I just stopped.
I have that fear.
And I remember I was taking a break from watching the VHS of Charlotte's Web.
Was it the kind of case
that's when the mood struck me.
Was that the kind of case, the plastic case that opened up, or the sleeve? Because it was more than likely a sleeve.
I want to be able to tell your
socioeconomic status at this point in your life.
No, we were poor.
It was a sleeve.
It was on a borrowed VCR, and by borrowed I mean my dad had to clean out an evicted apartment and took their VCR.
Sick.
And I'm fairly certain the VHS was also lifted, or from Hollywood Video.
That was very easy to do.
Yeah, but
it's too easy to do.
That was my first Jush story that I did not get.
I don't remember.
It was the Jush that got away.
I don't remember the first time I masturbated. I just remember we had in the house group that I grew up in, it had a staircase. It was technically a 2-story house, but it had a staircase, and my mom had shoved like a little couch seat situation in there. And I remember I played pretend a lot, and so I would make like forts and shit. I was small, so I like fit everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I put up a blanket, and it made it like a little triangle under the stairs, like a little Harry Potter hole. Like, it didn't have a wall, but I put a blanket up, and it was like my playtime fort. I was touching myself all over that place. I don't think I ever had an orgasm though. As a,
you never arrived.
Not there. I think I humped my teddy bear. I think that was probably the first time that it happened.
What does she say in Sex and the City? When I RSVP to a party, I make it my business to come.
Was that Samantha?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was fucking Charlotte.
I need to. That was a dumb question. I'm sorry. I need to start watching Sex and the City again, because that show's like, it hasn't aged well, but it has its moments.
Yeah.
I don't remember why I asked that question. DJ Khaled just possessed me. I needed to know.
DJ Khaled. I mean, it's a valid question. I know the weirdest place my sister's gonna listen to this. Fuck, my sister's gonna listen to this.
My family's not invested in me at all.
It's fine. I just realized that she texted me the other day. She was like, I'm 2 minutes in, and wow.
I remember. What episode was it?
Last episode.
I'm 2 minutes in, and wow. I remember one time, I don't remember what time of day it was. I probably was like late at night when I shouldn't have been up. The couch cushions. Did you ever have a couch situation? Okay, if you don't want to air out your dirty laundry, I don't know.
A couch situation.
Yeah, like, did you ever fuck a couch? I feel like guys always say that they fuck the couch. Like in between the couch cushions, they just like No?
No.
Maybe you had a very rough couch.
No, we had a
it
couch.
Wasn't appealing.
We had like a couch that was like cushions and then it was wood underneath. So like that's a splinter situation.
I'm not trying to get up in that.
No. That never crossed my mind.
Me and my
I put my wiener in like a bag of lotion once though, and that was cold.
Why was there a bag of lotion? That's the real question.
Because I didn't want anyone to know that I took a whole bottle of lotion in my room, so I put it in a bag, and whenever I was feeling my oats, I just, reach into my drawer, take out my sock.
Is it a thing?
Well, I mean, like, I had a sock in my drawer with the lotion in it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to have to explain lotion, like, in a bag in my drawer to my mom. So I put it in a sock, like weed.
Well, did your mom go through your drawers?
That was my fix, mama.
Did your mom go through your drawers? Like, would she, not to, like, sneak, but, like, to put your laundry away or something?
No, when she did her laundry, she just threw it in my room on my bed and was like, it's yours to deal with now. Give it back when it's dirty.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
I never had a couch situation, though.
Yeah, we had couches.
I was pretty vanilla. I was pretty, like, I don't like to be bothered.
We had couches that the cushions would lift up. Like, it would have big pillow cushions on the back, and on the butt, it would have, like, those sectional cushions that you just, like, slip in. Mm-hmm. Me and my nephews would always play with them and like lift them up and like I don't know, like play horse and make forts and like jump around and play lava on them or whatever. And then there was one time that like I don't think I was with them. I'm 100% sure I was by myself because I was like, this is weird. But like, yeah, I was just like grinding on the couch and I was just like the cushion. Like I was like, it was in between my legs and it was like vertical. So I was like, I was like standing. I was short enough to where I was still reaching the floor. And I was just like, this is nice. I like this.
It's like when you hear fireworks in the background.
Yeah. I was just like, ooh.
Nice. Well, good for you. I'm glad you got him.
I don't like.
You should call it chasing the Hamburglar.
Chasing the Hamburglar. Up and down the street.
I call having anal going mudding.
But.
That way when I'm talking like in person, like out in the public, it just sounds like I'm butch. I'm going mudding this weekend with my boyfriend. Well, I have to go mudding in a few hours, so I can't have that right now. It's not in the diet. You know what I mean?
I can't. On to the next subject. You bring something up now, because every time I talk, weird things happen.
I mean,
it's true.
For that. Rihanna, let's talk real quick. Another peek of. Actually, my chancla has to do with the same thing, but two different aspects.
Yeah. Okay.
You want my chancla?
Yeah.
My chancla has to do with the Kardashians.
What do they do?
First and foremost, Kim has announced her lingerie line. Mm-hmm. The name in and of itself is fucking stupid and makes me disinterested.
Is the name?
Kimono Intimates.
That sounds cheap. That sounds like it's gonna be sold at Macy's.
I know it's going to be sold on her website. I know it's going to be twice the price of Rihanna's. And I know her fans are going to probably buy it. And it's going to get
I think nobody's going to buy
rated.
it. I don't think nobody's going to buy it because it doesn't sound well thought out already. Kimono Intimates?
It needs to get rebranded already. And it's not even like, they're not even promo pictures of it. Like, it already needs to be rebranded, sis. That's the first thing. And then another chancla, but it's kind of like something I'm enjoying seeing, is Kris Jenner taking over Kylie Jenner's Instagram account.
Oh, I heard about that.
Kris Cosmetics.
Because of the Katie video, she was like, I thought I got hacked.
Yeah, and she's basically doing all of that to promote her Momager palette, which is coming out like Mother's Day. It's literally...
It's a Mother's Day collection, no?
Which I think is really cute. It's like very on brand.
It's an eyeshadow palette of like a face palette and like, is it lippy? There's a lip. There's a bunch of shit in there. It looks cute.
The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner says, no, too vague. Like, Kris Jenner literally works harder than Satan himself. I don't know how this woman does it, but she just has a lot of fucking fun making money off of her kids. And, like, fine, whatever. She owns that.
Yeah.
One of the shades in her palette is called 10%.
I haven't seen all the shade names
No,
yet.
there's shade names up. One of them is, like, Payback's a Bitch. the blush color that we talked about earlier, your sister's going to jail. Like, she's just having it. It's coming naturally to her.
She's like, she knows what cards to play. She knows that the memes are in, and they literally have like a legacy. They've been around for like 10 plus years.
She's their manager. She knows which ones are the most relevant. I have no idea why one of them isn't. I'm and like if you know how I feel. I don't know why there isn't one.
Oh,
if
yes.
You know how I feel. Why would you say that?
Oh, but that's a Kim quote.
I mean, your sister's going to jail. Oh, yeah.
That's not a Chris quote.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love that, like, the packaging, like the tissue paper or whatever of the box is like her kitchen floor, the checkered black and white.
Oh, one of the eyeshadow, her black eyeshadow color does it come in black?
Yes, the black one.
Mm-hmm.
I this is like the first product that I kind of like want to get
because it's like quite an iconic meme thing.
I kind of want to get it for my sister.
It's trolly, but it's actually like decent looking products.
Yeah, and it's like I like that
and it's a full collection.
They didn't try to make it like a youthful palette, like an eyeshadow palette. Like it's like neutrally cool tone, like purpley taupes, mauves. It's nice. I feel like anybody at any age could be able to wear
pull that out. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
I want to get it. I'm thinking about shit. I've never thought about buying a Kylie thing, but I kind of
the lips. No, don't get any of the lips. The lips look fucking boring.
I think I want to get the whole kit, just for like my sister.
That's expensive though.
How much is it?
It's gonna be like $200 probably.
No.
Bet.
I bet it's probably like 80. Really?
It's Kylie Cosmetics.
I'll
One
pay
lip kit is $20.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll pay like 80 for it.
I say get the eyeshadow palette, don't get the lips, and get the highlighter palette if you're gonna get her anything. And I'll bet you there's gonna be a bundle for just those two things.
Ugh, that makes me so mad.
It's just what she does, and that's why.
Because my sister really likes keeping up with the Kardashians, and knows she'll know every single fucking quote that's on there, and she'll appreciate it, and she'll probably use it. But I'm not trying to spend $200 on no kit.
I'm wondering is why they didn't let Caitlyn get a Mother's Day collection as well.
That's true.
Her name's tied to Mac. Never mind.
Maybe next year. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
She is finally free.
Yeah. Maybe next year. She's going through the roster of sisters though.
Isn't she dating a man now, Caitlyn Jenner?
Is she?
I believe she is.
Interesting.
When she was like, I don't know, and I was in the background throwing popcorn at the TV, just being like, she likes dick. Let her like dick.
Yeah.
Fine.
I don't know. I
thought she was, but okay.
So I want to touch on, kind of something that you talked about in regards to Kim and her the kimono name, like that it should be rebranded. I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard about this story. I think I saw it on like Philip DeFranco or something, and H3 got looped into it. There was this girl, I don't know, high school chick. Doesn't matter the name. This high school chick who went to prom. It's like prom season right now.
Oh yeah.
And wore a prom dress.
Yes.
And she wore, I don't know what it's called.
She wore. It was like a very Chinese inspired dress.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful satin dress. Basically, like something that someone would wear for like a wedding. It has a name. It's like oh god, I'm gonna slaughter it. Don't drag me. But it's like Chun Pao. Can you fact check that? It's like CHIN Pao.
I'm just looking up.
Chin Pao. And it's a very beautiful like satin traditional dress. And
it's Kipao?
Kipao. I think it's pronounced Kipao. Yeah. She wore that dress, a Kipao. Sorry if I mispronounced.
Known as either a Changsam or a Kipao.
Yeah. And it was beautiful, red with gold accents,
yes.
Super pretty. She wore it. That was her prom dress. She chose that to wear it as a prom dress. This girl's a white girl.
Yes.
I don't know what her nationality is. I don't know what her actual ethnicity is, what her roots are, whatever. She's an American girl, white complected, and she went to prom in this dress. People were dragging her online on Twitter like, my culture is not your prom dress. And I was just like, okay, wait. And so the way I heard about it wasn't in a neutral aspect, like, look at this girl in her prom dress. It wasn't, and like, you form your own opinion. It was in that context of like this person saying,
this is my opinion, this is how I feel about it.
Already just like, you're not allowed to wear this. This is like cultural appropriation, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And so Phil said his own piece. It was whatever. The reason she got dragged even more for it was because in a group picture that she took, she was making like kind of like a prayer pose, like a kneeling prayer pose. And what people didn't take into account with that one person, I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't need it. But like he went on and said like, why are you posing like that? Why are you wearing that? Like, this is from our culture. You shouldn't be wearing it. And like, she didn't understand that like literally in the group picture, she was the only one wearing that dress or that style of dress. Everybody else was just wearing regular prom dresses. The pose that they were doing, that was the Papa Bless pose. The people in the back were doing the Vape Nation pose.
Yeah.
And so that's how H3 got looped into it. And H3 did a whole dedicated video like, stop. like stop being offended by stuff that's literally not inherently offensive. Yeah. This is just a girl going to prom who appreciates the art, like the beauty of this dress and wants to use it on a very special day.
Can we talk about the cultural appropriation aspect of it real quick?
Oh, yeah. I want to get into it.
Okay. Do you want to finish your statement?
No, because it's a lot.
Okay. So the whole
How do you
conversation,
feel about that?
I looked up what, Cheng Sam and Kipao were traditionally used for, and one of the contexts is weddings, but on the Wikipedia article regarding it, it also says that it's fine for formal events. And she's even gotten nods from, Chinese people of importance and stature saying, this is just a display of our culture. We stand behind her. We like the way it looks. She looks great in it. Why not? Honestly, the real tea was that she did not get sent away from prom for that leg. Mama had them yams out.
She did.
I was like, how did you get away with that at her prom? I couldn't get away with that leg. But
that's true. I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
No, she had those yams out. But I mean, good for her. I thought she looked good. But the whole conversation about it was she was wearing it in a context that wasn't appropriation of the culture. She wasn't using it outside of the context that it's not typically used for.
Yeah, it's a formal event.
Yeah, it's a formal event. It's her prom. It's a big deal for someone in high school. It's like a very formal event.
Whether that was intentional or not.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're not going to wear that to go to, like, Target.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, like, her execution of everything, where she decided to do her interviews, the way she spoke about it,
Oh, I didn't see all that. I saw that she tweeted about it, and she was like, I'm not apologizing for it.
It's true, and it's because of the fact that she had, people from Chinese background saying, no, it's fine for her to wear kipao in this situation. It's not any kind of appropriation of our culture. But I can tell that she felt okay about having her back, which is fine. That's totally, I'd want that too at that point if the internet's dragging me for it. Yeah. But I think that you have to realize at some point that like, you do need to make sure, like, do your research. Definitely. Maybe state that you did do your research before just wearing that kind of, traditional gown.
Yeah, that would look really savvy if she's like, this is the formal event traditionally.
If she was the one clapping back with that information, it'd be like less of an argument.
But we have to understand, like, this is like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That being said, there are plenty of 17-year-olds who do that damn thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it goes both ways. Yeah. Like, it can be like ignorance to where she didn't do that research because she's so young and naive, but it also could be
which is, I mean, it was just, honestly, she didn't mean it, and there was nothing wrong with it outside of the setting that she was wearing it for, which is what I initially looked at. You know what I mean?
Like prom?
No, just like the context of like her wearing the dress, where she was going, why she was wearing it, that's the first thing I look at when I think of cultural appropriation. Like, it's completely,
it's not you wearing a fucking headdress at Coachella.
Yeah, exactly. It's not taking fucking something like
and making it a costume.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't a costume, it was a dress being worn at a formal event that fits the context that it's typically worn in. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I thought it was okay. I didn't mind it. Her personally, I don't really give a fuck about her because, I mean, whatever. But it was an interesting conversation for the internet to have that weekend. And the comments on Twitter, it was either super lefty about everything, and they were like, you're appropriating culture, blah, 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 blah. Someone I trust posted about something negative about you, so I'm saying something negative too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a lot of that, but that's fine.
So what I wanted to kind of parlay that to was a video that I saw of not one but two of my favorite artists, Kendrick Lamar featured on SZA's song Doves in the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the video?
No.
Okay, so I want you to watch the video, but I'll explain it very vaguely. What I wanted to kind of parlay that into, and it's not necessarily a direct, like, associated conversation, but it's something in the same theme of, like, quote unquote cultural appropriation, or like using someone's culture as a theme. The video, it starts off, I mean, you're familiar with the song, right?
Yeah.
So the video starts off with SZA on a horse. She goes to, like, a hill, and Kendrick Lamar is in his, like, Kung Fu Kenny situation. So the whole video is, like, them in gis. I think that's what they're called. Gis, like the martial
gis.
Yeah. And the martial art, like, uniform, whatever.
Yeah.
And doing karate, whatever sort of martial art it is that they're doing. And, like, doing, like, dubs, like, speaking faster than they're actually speaking, like, having, like, subtitles and stuff like that, and, like, fighting and doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, would that be part of that same conversation? Like, would that be considered? It's more of a,
is it homage to the type of extreme Japanese features that did the same things, though? You know what I mean? Like the fast talking and the dub over it, and the
I don't
action
know.
type
I really
things.
don't know, because I saw that video obviously after I saw this girl get dragged, and I was just like, are certain people excluded from being able to perform cultural appropriation because there are people of color? That's one question that I had.
I'd say no.
I would say no as well. I say that they're not excluded, but that's something that I don't know, because they're not doing it where it's something that's traditional Asian culture. It's something that's more pop culture. It's something that's more like quote unquote Hollywood equivalent, or like pop culture, and it's not something that's taken so seriously. But in the video, she's like at the bottom of the hill, she gets off the horse, she fights these like I don't know, like other martial artists that are, I guess, defending Kendrick Lamar at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
She runs to the top of the hill, like super fast, like cartoony, and she gets to the top of the hill, and I don't think they fight initially. They have tea. Like, they sit down and they have tea. And I'm just like, okay, this is me, someone from an outside perspective. I'm obviously not Asian. I'm just like, I thought tea was like an important thing. Like, I know that there's like tea ceremonies, there's formal tea ceremonies, there's informal tea ceremonies. Like, in what context are they having this? Because they're like sitting down, kneeling, legs crossed, and they're having tea, and then they start talking about fighting, and then they fight or whatever. I don't know. I'm just like, one of my questions was, are people of color excluded from performing or like cultural appropriation?
No.
Would this be considered cultural appropriation to any sort of extent? And like, those are my questions. Like, I didn't get it, because it wasn't obviously relevant to the video in any sort of sense. It was just a theme on top of it. It's a very cool video. It was shot really beautifully. It was acted really beautiful. Everything looked nice about it.
Classics as a video, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, but like, why though?
So
when you're SZA and you have like an endless budget and an amazing director, like, why this?
When you've got that TDE money. So the first thing I'd look at is cultural appropriation. And again, I go back to its definition, which is the use of items or rituals in a culture used outside of the context that it would be typically used in that culture.
So like in this situation, would like her, I can't remember what kind of like dress she's in, but like them.
A gi?
No, she's like in an actual dress.
Oh, okay.
I'd
have to look at it, but yeah, it would. You'd have to see like
them
what style.
wearing gis. Like I just don't.
I mean,
I don't get
the
it.
gi is just, Julian wears that to practice his martial arts, so it's just like a sparring outfit, isn't it? Oh wait, yeah.
I mean, I used to wear a gi when I was doing taekwondo and
yeah. So I would say
Tongsudo.
like it's if they fight at some point, that would be. I wouldn't say that's cultural appropriation. That's just like
what you would wear.
What you would wear in like a situation where you'd be fighting. I feel like they're not that. I feel like as someone who experiences cultural appropriation, she would know better than to not, But like, see, like as an artist, like I would want to be able to have like the liberation to just like express
a dope idea, because that is a dope idea. I'm not gonna like not gonna be like, oh my god, I don't like it because cultural appropriation. When it's a cool idea, it's a cool idea, and I don't care who's performing it. That sounds kind of insensitive, but I really don't, because like at that point I'm not thinking about the artist and their roots and them representing their roots. I'm thinking of them as an artist and a piece of work and then executing it flawlessly. And that's a really good video. The choreography is good. The like whole like her being on her own, just like talking basically a bunch of shit and then like going into this battle, I think is a cool idea. So that's like not my beef with it at all. But like I'm just saying, like, I don't know, I like, because it's not relevant to the song, I don't understand the choice behind that. I mean, I understand the relevance because Kendrick's a feature and he has this whole Kung Fu Kenny
but you don't understand
persona.
why that was the context in which the video takes place.
You can
the
literally
song is
go
about, like,
anywhere else.
Yeah.
You can literally do it anywhere else. I don't know. I don't get it. That's just something I wanted to bring up because I wanted your opinion on it, because those questions that they don't really necessarily need an answer.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring up the question. If anybody wants to like comment or talk about it, I do want to know if it's like a not talked about thing where on another culture, whether it's like Brazilian culture, I'm not Brazilian, like, or like a Latin American culture, like like Salvadorian or Honduran or whatever, like I am not that. I'm Mexican American. I somewhat understand Mexican culture, not really, but like if I ever were to perform any sort of representation of a Latin culture that's not my own, would that be cultural appropriation, even though I do fall under the umbrella term Latin? Like, because that's a little bit more of a difference. That's what I just explained is a little bit more of a similarity because we do fall under the same umbrella. But like, if I don't know. I kind of don't know where I'm going.
No, I get what you're like, saying. It's just look at the definition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Figure out what cultural appropriation is at its root.
Because I mean,
and
like,
find out if it's
like pop, if it's like a pop culture thing, like I could do satire on pop culture in a skit or whatever, and it'll be like social commentary on that piece of culture, action movies or anything, like. And she did kind of that. She did like a representation of something that's pop culture. It's just not necessarily her culture. And I'm not calling it cultural appropriation. I'm just calling it not her culture. And so I was just wondering of the creative process behind that. Like, what would the mentality be of the creative process? Or is it really just simply Kendrick's going to be in the video, let's do Kung Fu Kenny? Why not?
I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he says it all over his album.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just something that I thought was interesting that I wanted to bring up and kind of talk about, because I was just like, so y'all gonna drag a white girl, but y'all not gonna say nothing about this?
I think it's...
But I don't think it was like at the same extreme, because literally she was wearing an entire piece of clothing that has a lot of, like you said, cultural significance, and that's a kimono. And I don't know what the cultural significance behind a kimono is. I probably should do my research, but like she technically had a lot more imagery than that other girl did, but that other girl got dragged, and like that girl is a nothing, like she's just a teenage kid, a person, and this is SZA. So like, are they being held at different standards? Are they going to be held accountable for their actions in a different way? How is it different? How is it the same? You know, like that's the kind of the conversation that I wanted to start. It's a little bit different. I just don't want to be biased because like I like her and I like him, but I'm just like, I feel like being problematic, like even to a certain degree, like I want people to talk about it.
Yeah.
Even just a little bit. And I was able to find, like, I think it was like a Noisy article that people were like, I never watched this movie. They compared it to something like Isle of Dogs. That I know that's the new Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
What happens in that movie? Because they just said with the not that with the controversy, but like with the conversation circulating Isle of Dogs, and I was just like, I don't know what that is.
Because
I know it, like,
it's a movie all about Japan, but it focuses heavily on like the dogs are speaking English, and he made the choice to not have things be subtitled, and one of the main characters is an English student, and like adjoining characters that are related to the story that get lines all speak English. So it's one of those.
But it's set in Japan?
But everything's in Japan. You know what I mean? It's like that.
So it's like a Western experience in a foreign land.
It's like literally a movie that is just like, it's a Japanese entire movie based off of some Japanese culture and the way it's all set. Like nothing's American about it except for
aesthetically,
the characters and the dialogue.
So what were people saying about that? I didn't really
just that he kind of used Japan as a backdrop for his story to be told, for him to tell a story when it could have easily just been done in America.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a reason for it other than him just using Japanese culture to like make his story seem more interesting and have a more like interesting setting. Mm-hmm. Even though no one's really spoke Japanese, and then it got translated to English immediately afterwards. Like that was kind of like the thing. Yeah. And I get that conversation a little bit.
I see the comparison that they drew from that movie to this, because it's literally the same thing. Like she's not talking about anything that has anything to do with the culture that she's using.
That kind of thing though, those conversations, it's like, I really hope you stretched, because that's quite the reach.
But that's more of a, like, Isle of Dogs has a whole narrative behind it. Yeah. It's a fucking 2-hour experience. It's a
long movie, yeah.
And it has a story to tell. Mm-hmm. This song really doesn't. Like, I mean, it has lyrical importance, but like within the video context, it's not really saying anything.
Yeah.
So like, that is a reach. It's a reach to compare those two.
When it comes to cultural appropriation, you have to look at its definition, and you have to see whether or not the pieces of that culture are actually being appropriated and are being taken out of the context that they're originally intended for.
I feel you.
Yeah. So I mean, analyzing that is a conversation.
You were saying like analysis.
Analyzation. Analyzing that is something that would bring up a lot of interesting conversations. Yeah. Yes.
I feel you.
And I think if we don't point fingers first, and we actually take a moment to like breathe, like I did with this dress photo, and just Google it and be like, okay, fine, and then just fucking reading it takes 5 goddamn minutes.
And that's what I like. That's what I was trying to do with this video, because I was just like, I don't know what.
If you have the nerve to get mad, take 5 goddamn minutes to breathe before you do so.
USA.
You know what I mean?
USA.
Don't appropriate that culture.
I don't even know what that is.
Me either. That's what I'm saying. True. Don't risk it, sis. But that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I knew I should have worn stretchy pants today.
You're in that mood.
She's out.
She's
hairy.
She's living out loud. You're living your best life.
Am I?
Is it? Yeah. Is it your best life? How do you feel about your life? Is it its best? Is it the best it's been thus far?
I will tell you this. My life is at the point where yesterday night I stayed up until like 1 a.m. watching compilations of Cardi B, like Insta stories.
Have you seen the Star Wars video of them like narrating her voice over like if Cardi B was in charge of the sound effects on Star Wars?
No. And
every time they like took a lightsaber out, it went.
It was there was a moment. I feel like you've seen this, because I even saw it. I was already aware of Cardi B, and she had already popped off. It was where she was wearing like a pencil skirt and like a bra, like a strappy bralette, and she's like, Canada, hi Canada, I'm here, it's cold outside, but
I'm still just like a thotty, because you know what, how it never gets cold.
Yeah.
The memes of like the I failed you. Dexter's laugh, like when it's cold outside and you have to get a sweater, and it's like Dexter rubbing a picture of Cardi B being like, I failed you.
Oh no. Yeah. I literally, that's where my life is at. I stayed up yesterday until like 1 a.m. when I had work the next morning.
That was me last night.
Watching Cardi B compilations, 40-minute Cardi B compilations, Miguel.
Jessica Jones.
Okay.
Second season came out. I've been getting into it.
I respect that. I've yet to watch it.
It's like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
I know.
Because that's like been out for a year or two now.
Yeah, it's been out for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Well, I ran through my list of things to talk about.
Okay.
I'm done. She's done.
We're a ways in too.
There is did you hear about R. Kelly? Sorry, I fell asleep in the middle of that sentence. R. Kelly getting his music pulled from Spotify.
Yeah,
the new Spotify policy. There's like a new Spotify policy where they're like, we're not here for people that have been like sexually abusive, like that have had any sort of accusations about domestic violence. Like, we're just not gonna, it doesn't mean that we're not gonna have their music on, because we gotta get that money. We're just not gonna push.
We're not gonna feature
albums.
it anywhere.
We're not gonna feature it. We're probably gonna take it out of playlists. So if you want to listen to them,
you gotta look them up. You gotta type in R. Kelly.
You gotta type them up.
It's too many letters.
And they had a whole list of people. They had some weird looking ass dude with like rainbow dreads and tattoos all over his face.
6ix9ine.
Yeah.
No
Who
one
is
likes
that?
him. Who cares? I don't want to. That's
Got
as
it.
far as she gets.
Got it.
Yeah, no.
I looked at him and I was just like, I'm
No.
not into that.
He looks like if a chihuahua was given human form and was died.
And like a lot of manic panic.
Like if a chihuahua got into its like Hot Topic owners underneath the sink.
Oh yeah.
And became a person. You know?
That's a little transformer. And like all the things underneath the sink just like mold into your body.
4 different color paws. And then he cleaned himself. That's what it felt like. That's what he reminds me of. He scares me.
Have you listened to any of his music?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I do not partake.
I haven't done any of that either. But
I
yeah,
consume my music based off of choices.
Choices. He has. He was one of the people that were also like not gonna get like featured and stuff like that. Which I'm like, he looks like he doesn't need any sort of publicity, but apparently he's like popping off. Where
he's a SoundCloud rapper. They all are.
They all are. Yeah.
He's like
I
the
like this
equivalency of Gucci
episode.
Gang.
I like this episode.
I like it too. It'll be fun to edit.
It's gonna be.
It won't take that long.
It's gonna be a mess to edit because like we literally went on blanks for like 2.
It's fine.
Big sections.
It's fine. I can make it happen.
Okay. What's the recap?
The tea is that the Kardashians are awful and funny at the same time.
They're awful, but they're self-aware and they know that they're awful, and they're gonna make money.
They're gonna make that shmoney, which you know what? At this point, we just have to accept it.
Just
Look up things before you get pissed. Always.
Just take a pause. Just take a breath.
Take a
Even in
pause.
real life situations, when you're faced in front of it, like when you're in front of.
If they're wrong, be mad. But if they're not wrong, there's no need to be mad.
Even if they're wrong, you can still be mad, but you can just have the like fulfillment to know that you're right.
Yeah.
And then just leave.
Yeah. It's not that hard. Another thing.
Fake cancer? No bueno.
Logan Paul, you're still shit.
Bye.
Leader says.
I can't wait until like his moment is over. I can't wait until YouTube, like the algorithm,
Officially
just evolves past him. I'm so ready for it to be done.
Me too. I'm ready for him to be over. I'm ready for drama channels to go away.
Honorable mention to Graveyard Girl and Shane Dawson for just having a moment together.
I'm gonna watch that video.
And talking like real people.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that that's like a good thing that happens to her because I like Graveyard Girl. I met her randomly here in Austin. Yeah, I was so nervous to talk to her, and Shane was just like, "Bunny," and I was just like, "No, shut up."
Did you turn around and you said hi?
Yeah, she turned around and I was just like, "Hi, I really like your videos. I didn't know you were in town." Because we had gone to like a little like jazz club downtown, and we were like literally leaving the jazz club, but like it's in a basement, and we were.
Was she dressed up? Yeah, probably.
No, she was literally in like shorts. It was like South by Southwest time.
Oh, she was in that outfit, her
like
big t-shirt, shorts outfit.
Yeah, she was like in a t-shirt and like little shorts and like a bun, no makeup, and Dogman was with her. He was dressed up, but I think he's always dressed up. Yeah, I just met them. I was just like, I really like your stuff, and he's like, what did Shane say? He's like, you have really cool eyes. And she's like, thank you. I was just like, okay, we're leaving now. Bye. Have a good night. I was so nervous.
He wanted to look at her eyes. He was probably like, let's call her over here. I want to look
He's just like, they're really blue. He's like, I really like your eyes. They're really blue. And she's like, thank you. She's super nice, and she's short.
Mm-hmm.
She's
They
shoddy.
all are, girl.
She's shoddy.
She's a shorty.
I was super nervous. Like, I don't get nervous around like actual celebrities, but I
I
get
don't
really
think
nervous.
I've ever met anyone important.
No?
No.
I've met a lot of YouTubers that I really like, and she always does that at the end of the videos. She just like shoots out from underneath the couch. I was gonna say yesterday's video. The last video where you Snapchatted that she was coming out of the back of the.
Oh yeah.
That was so funny. But yeah, I've met like people in bands that I really liked a lot. I like got to see like Johnny Depp from afar, from like a couple of feet. I like cried.
I bet you did.
Because I was that bitch.
You cry at Panda Socks, so.
They're shoes, and they were great.
They're house shoes, and they're so comfortable.
They're really dirty at the bottom because they're white.
They're machine washable.
And I don't like clean my floor either. So.
Yeah, I know.
exposed.
It's a hardwood floor. Those are hard to clean.
Exposed. I exposed myself a lot this episode.
It's okay. You did.
I really did.
My little sister's gonna learn so much about you this week.
Sorry, everybody. I'm never gonna. I'm
It's
like
fine.
making myself like completely unhireable.
It's cool.
Whenever I go on a job search, I'm just gonna privatize all these videos. It's like, DragCon. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. Where is she? What is she doing?
Who? The cat?
Oh, I see her on your computer. She's chilling by the couch. Tweet. Tweet.
Is that calling in church? What? What was that?
Me being excited about clapping at the beginning.
You being excited about the clap?
Yaw.
That's gross. Hello.
I had to stop everything to like hear you do that. I'm trying to find it. I thought
You're
I had it in
welcome.
my faves, but you know what? I'm a messy bitch.
I used to be, when I was doing YouTube, I would burp a lot on my channel, and they put me on fetish websites, like burping fetish websites. I thought that was interesting. Just search Logan Paul.
Here we go.
Krista Elia.
Come on.
We apologize for the background noise if you can hear it. If you're
It's my
listening,
cat playing. She went from playing to fucking licking her feet.
girl, same. I'm not that flexible though. One day.
You know.
This is gonna be fun for you to edit. This is what you get.
I know this is what I get for being ill prepared, but
This
that's
is
okay.
what you get. Okay.
That's what you get when you,
You know-
don't prepare. That was stupid. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance for my tomfoolery. What if there was an entire podcast of me just showing you memes?
That would be great.
It'd be really
That would be a
fucking
good
stupid.
Instagram short video promo for our podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
Oh, here we go.
check out this dank meme. While you do that, even though we're rolling, I'm gonna. Did we do a clap? I'm
There you
gonna get a drink. What am I allowed to drink in your
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
free spots?
I have a lot, so you can drink whatever you want.
I only ingest liquids. Ooh, let me get a soda.
Get a soda.
Mikhail, can I have the straw when you're done?
You can just have it now and throw that out because I don't remember the last time I made tuna
Tuna.
or deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs.
What else would I use relish for, sis?
What is dill? Is dill the one that I like?
It's just pickle.
Is it the one that I like?
Dill pickles, yeah.
I don't think I like kosher.
No, that's a sweet one.
Yeah, I like that.
No, dill is just dill.
Dill is just like the good pickles.
Dill is just that dill.
Okay, wait. Let me see if I can get. Yeah, I just brought a jar of pickles.
It's a relish. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're chopped up pickles.
Okay.
It's different
Hold
context.
on, let me see if I can. I don't have. This is why I'm in a relationship because I can't open jars. Like, oh, help! I'm a strong, independent woman. God bless. Oh, these are weird.